Good morning, everyone. I was on the Saber Force Conditioning Facebook page this morning, and the question came up about I'm making sure that I'm getting this right, doing a downward figure eight, transitioning behind the back and continuing into a upward figure eight. First of all, let me say I'm not an expert at this, but I'm just going to share what I do because I think that's important for this group. And so what I want to start with first is the grip on the Saber. For me, I like to grip my Saber right underneath the emitter. That gives me the best hold and the best amount of control for that. Now, if your balance point is down lower, then by all means do what's best, what feels best for you. But for me, I like to hold my Saber right beneath the emitter. The second piece is stances. If I prefer to do, I'm in my neutral stance right now. I prefer to do this move in a forward stance. So basically, if I go from my neutral stance and I just pivot my feet, now I'm in that forward stance. And the reason for that is, if you look, I have a lot more body width that I have to contend with, rather than in my forward stance, I'm a lot narrower, and that means I don't have to clear as much space when I'm doing this technique. So those are the two pieces that, before we even begin, I wanted to touch on. Now, so the figure eight, the downward figure eight transitioning behind the back into the upward figure eight is really three separate techniques that you're trying to combine. So let me get this on mute, light it up. All right, so here we go. So I'll do it first the way that I tend to do this, and then I'll do it broken down and hopefully give you some tips that will help. So downward figure eight, transitioning behind the back, upward figure eight. So here again, downward figure eight, and you can do this for a while if you choose to, transitioning behind the back, upward figure eight. So when I'm starting to do this with the figure eights, if I'm just learning this, the easiest way is to extend the arm. Eventually you want to work towards getting basically the elbow almost trapped to the body, and it's just spinning with the forearm and the wrist. So going back to that, to start with, by all means, the easiest way to learn this is to extend the arm. So I extend the arm, cut diagonally down. Follow that motion, draw it up, cut diagonally down. Follow that motion. Do this until it feels pretty comfortable. And then once you get used to it, you can make that into a shorter movement. But here again, cut down across the body, let it rotate, bring it up, cut down across the body, let it rotate, and just always breathe. Relax and breathe. That's essential to this technique. So the second part, so I come down, I rotate down, I circle it around and bring it up. Now the transition into this is I come up, come up, come up, rotate down behind the back. Come up, 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 rotate down across the back. So when I'm doing this, here again, using the entire arm to start with, I come up, I drop it down, and I come up across, and I drop it down, come up across, drop it down, come up across, and then we can eventually shorten up that movement where it's just, see, mistakes happen where it's just the wrist and the forearm and the hips. Hips are essential to this. And then behind the back. Now the other piece that helps immensely is if I keep my hips like this, I have to bring my saber out this way. If I switch my hips and my body position to that neutral stance facing away, I don't have, it's a clear shot. And that body movement from here to here is going to create additional force and momentum to make the move work better. So I'm here. So to repeat the whole series one time, I'll do it with the exaggerated arm movements, and then I'll just do it the way I do it with the close-in body. So down, up, down, circle, circle, shift my hips, up, 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 circle, circle. Okay, so now from just having my elbow in by my side, 1, 2, 3, 1. And that is how I do this technique. Like I said before, I'm not an expert at this. This is just the way I did it, and I wanted to share that information with whoever wanted it. So with that, have a fantastic day, and may the force be with you, and keep doing what you're doing because you're doing great.